Greetings everyone, welcome back to my sketchbook. Let's try something kind of fun. I'm going to zoom in automatically, see if I can get this to lock down. If it's a little blurry, that's okay. I'm going to start off by doing something a little bit different. So here I have a red marker, and it's with this red marker that I'm going to make some red blotches. And we'll fix some of this into whatever way that we feel like after. That's 3. Oh, that almost looks like, that could be polar bear's eyes or something. I don't know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How about 12? I'll make that one the most complicated looking one of them all, just for fun. What am I doing? Is that the worst pizza ever? Well, could be, I suppose. Until we do this. Ooh, we got some green going on here now. So I'm going to have these kind of start to bunch together. Some of those bunches are going to be way too complicated, running in behind everybody. That's not so bad. Now we're going to throw in leaves. Fun little leaves. And we're going to put them all over the place. Because sometimes you're going to get more leaves than you're going to get flowers. That's right. For those of you who think that buying a dozen roses is no fun because they don't last long after you cut them, you can make a custom card or send a letter or, well, anyway, you know what? For whatever reason, I think the best time to give flowers to somebody is when it's kind of unexpected and it has nothing to do with apologies. Here's something awesome and ridiculous that I'm going to mention because that's what I like to do when I'm just here rambling on about whatever it is. You can only really get away with doing this once, by the way. So for my anniversary one year, I went to a dollar store and I picked up some plastic flowers. Not because I'm cheap, but because I was sort of looking for something interesting. So as a weird fun bonus information type thing, my mother didn't really like greetings cards if you didn't put thought into it yourself. So, for example, if you had a card and you put something sentimental in there, that was fine. But if you were relying on the manufacturer of the card to say, you're an awesome mom, and then you just sign your name to the bottom of it, yeah, she wasn't really into that. So, you know how when you're young and, oop, that's shaking a lot. Let's see if we can zoom back in. You'd get a card from whomever, and you didn't want to make it look like you were just really interested in the money. Well, maybe it was a little like that. It's like, you know what this thing's about, and then you try to be like, oh, that's such a beautiful thing that you wrote in there, or whatever. Um, but you're really just interested in the money on the inside. So I like to make custom cards every so often, just because that effort is kind of noticed. And you can take beautiful pictures and that sort of thing too. And but it doesn't have to be a complicated thing. That's a dozen right there, long stem roses. You can't see if there are thorns, but now we're going to do the most wonderful thing, and that is look at destroying this just a little bit by adding some detail back in. Now I'm doing the color first, mainly because this ink and using those markers with it, it kind of smears and smudges and drags the ink around. So kind of have to think a little bit differently for that. This wrap on here, much like when you get some roses anyway, sometimes they go right to the bottom in a conical shape. This is to keep you from getting a little bit of pain from the joy of the defense mechanism of the rose itself, which is the thorns. I'm going to add a little bit of bonus shadow down here, and then we're going to make that asparagus bunch down here dance for us just a little bit. It's weird. As a kid, I thought asparagus was disgusting. And as an adult, I think asparagus is disgusting. But you'd be surprised how good something is with butter. Butter does make it better. I can't believe that people eat asparagus. I don't know if there's like an end result that you're expecting with asparagus. I don't know if there's a medicinal sort of quality to them, but I don't like them. I don't like asparagus. It's not my thing. People love it, I'm sure. Yeah. So anyway, I hope I didn't offend any of you with that, but I'm not into asparagus. Now, I'm going to do a quick sort of outline, surround. As I said, when you buy roses, you buy a lot of leaves. This kind of like bouquet, in a way, I'd like to refer to as background noise. There's plenty of detail in it. I mean, if you're going to spend 10 minutes well, it's not that bad. Now I can be crafty here in a moment and differentiate the petals on the roses, for example. And that's fine to do that. I may do that. But yes, this could be one of those things where, you know, you'd have a scene, for example, and somebody comes home with flowers, and they might end up dropping them on the floor or leaving them on the table. So they're not. This is a transitional kind of grouping of flowers, because after you cut them and you get them to wherever it is that they're supposed to go, you put them in water in hopes of having them last, well, for a little bit of time. I don't really like cut flowers very much, just because I can't get them to live any more than, let's say, 10 days, which is probably the expected. I mean, you use that special food. But I kind of like to acknowledge that these are living creatures that respond to music and laughter. You can actually talk to a rose that's been cut, and it will kind of like sing back to you. If you leave it somewhere where it can have a little bit of sun, it'll try to reach out to it. It's a really strange thing. You find something beautiful and you want to share it with somebody. Well, anyway, that's it. A dozen roses as background noise, and well, that's something fun for you. There you go. You can make a card. You can have, like, you know, because you're awesome and special, or take time to smell the roses. I don't know, whatever you like. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. I hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully we see you at some point in the near future. All right. Ciao for now.